All right, so thinking about a career as a quality services manager. Want the inside scoop?
We're doing a deep dive with RoleCatcher's career guide, and they are not holding back on the good stuff.
It's a pretty fascinating field, especially now,
We're going to break down what this job really is
what it takes to really excel.
and how to climb that career ladder like a pro.
What's really interesting is that in a world obsessed with customer experience,
Quality services managers are the ones behind the scenes making sure companies actually deliver.
okay, so break it down for me.
RoleCatcher makes it seem like a quality services manager is like the guardian of a company's reputation.
Yeah,
They're the ones making sure that products and services are not just good.
they are exceptional.
It's almost like being an orchestra conductor.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
making sure every department is in sync.
Hitting those high notes of quality.
I like that.
I like that analogy a lot. Speaking of high notes, let's talk career progression.
Hmm.
Is this a role with some serious growth potential?
Yeah.
Can you go from zero to hero in the world of quality services management?
Absolutely. You can start as a quality services assistant,
Right.
work your way up to coordinator and then supervisor, and then eventually become manager.
Wow.
Each step up comes with more responsibility, obviously, a chance to flex your leadership.
And, of course, more money.
Gotta love that.
You could potentially double your salary.
Now, that's what I call a glow up. But it's not just about the title, right?
Right.
What does a quality services manager actually do every day?
So it's a mix.
Okay.
Get ready for spreadsheets, crunching numbers in a typical office environment.
But you're also going to have to get out there on the production floors, interacting with different teams, and actually seeing how those quality standards are being put into action.
So it's not just living in spreadsheet land.
Right.
You actually get to roll up your sleeves a little bit.
Exactly. And don't forget your passport.
Really?
You might have to travel to different company locations, meeting suppliers.
Maybe even going to industry events.
Wow. Okay, so this role's not for the faint of heart, clearly.
Yeah.
It sounds like a unique blend of skills to really thrive.
So let's talk about what it takes to succeed as a quality services manager.
Starting with education. Is a bachelor's degree like the ticket to entry?
Yeah, a bachelor's degree in a field like business administration, quality management, or even engineering is a great foundation.
Okay.
But it's not just about the piece of paper, obviously.
Experience is everything.
Exactly.
So how can someone build those essential skills while they're getting their degree? What would you recommend?
I think internships are super valuable.
Yeah.
Look for opportunities in quality assurance, operations management, anything where you can get that real-world experience and see those theoretical concepts you're learning about in action.
Yeah.
Even volunteering for quality improvement projects can give you a taste of what this field is all about.
Okay, so you've got the education, you've got some hands-on experience under your belt. Now what?
What are the make-or-break skills you absolutely need to be a quality services manager?
You need to be a master problem solver,
Okay.
like Sherlock Holmes of quality.
Imagine being given tons of data. Your job is to go through it, find the important trends, and come up with creative solutions to improve quality.
So it's like detective work.
Exactly.
But instead of solving crimes, you're like cracking the code of quality.
Exactly. And don't underestimate communication.
Okay.
You'll be leading teams, working with different departments.
Building relationships with suppliers and customers, being able to articulate those quality standards and build those strong relationships is super important.
So it's not just about being a quality guru. You've got to be a people person, too.
Exactly.
Remember, you're driving change within an organization, and that requires, finesse, empathy.
And being able to get everyone on board with your vision.
The guide mentions leadership as a must-have.
Yeah.
What does that look like when it comes to quality services?
As you climb that career ladder, you'll be leading teams, pushing quality initiatives.
And motivating your team to embrace those high standards. It's about creating a culture of continuous improvement.
So we've talked about all the good stuff, the career growth, the impact, the leadership opportunities.
But let's be real for a second. What about the challenges?
Yeah.
What are some of the maybe not so fun parts of being a quality services manager?
Yeah. It's definitely not all sunshine and roses.
Okay.
You got to be ready for some long hours, especially when deadlines are approaching or a critical quality issue pops up
I can imagine.
that needs immediate attention.
So stress is just part of the job description.
I'd say so.
Okay.
You're constantly under pressure to keep up those quality standards.
Often with tight deadlines and tough decisions.
Right.
It can be a lot, both mentally and emotionally.
Sounds like you need a certain kind of personality to not just survive, but thrive
Oh,
in
absolutely.
this kind of role.
You need a real passion for continuous improvement.
Okay.
It's about never settling for good enough.
Well,
You're always striving for better, more efficient, more
so
exceptional.
you're not just maintaining, you're not just keeping things how they are, you're constantly pushing the boundaries.
Absolutely.
What else is essential to be successful here?
Oh, attention to detail.
Okay.
Super important.
Yeah.
One tiny little oversight can turn into a huge quality issue down the line.
Right.
You're kind of the last line of defense when it comes to a company's reputation and making sure those customers are happy.
Every detail matters.
Yes.
Okay, so strategic thinker, master communicator, detail-oriented, anything else.
You got to be a diplomat. Navigating different personalities, resolving conflicts, making sure everyone's on the same page.
Yeah.
Diplomacy and tact are essential, especially when you're working with different teams and departments
Right.
who all have their own priorities.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about something that's on everyone's mind these days. Automation and AI.
Right.
The guide mentions it, and I'm curious to hear your take on how it's impacting quality services management.
It's interesting, because technology is changing everything.
Yeah.
The guide actually points out how automation and AI are changing the game.
And for quality services managers, this means they have to adapt.
So instead of being afraid of the robots, we should be learning how to work alongside them.
Ex-
Think about AI-powered tools that can analyze mountains of data instantly, find potential problems before they happen.
Wow.
Maybe even personalize customer experiences based on real-time feedback.
Yeah.
That's the power of technology.
So we're talking about the future where quality services managers are basically data superheroes
Sure.
using AI as their secret weapon.
Right.
Something the guide really emphasizes is how daunting the job market can feel with automation coming up. They kind of compare it to winning the lottery,
It's true.
but they also say that tools like RoleCatcher can really help even the playing field. What are your thoughts on that?
I think platforms like RoleCatcher can be really, really helpful
Okay.
because they give people the resources and information they need to stand out. Killer resume, a great online presence, because you don't get a second chance to make a first impression,
It's true.
especially in today's world.
Your online presence is basically your resume now, right?
Absolutely.
RoleCatcher talks about LinkedIn
Ah.
and how important it is to show off your skills and experience to attract the right employers.
Makes sense.
They also say you should tweak your resume and cover letter for each job.
Use those keywords that those applicant tracking systems are looking for.
Right.
Okay, so let's say you've got your online presence down, your resume is amazing, and you land an interview.
Okay.
How do you really impress them?
Preparation is key.
Okay.
Remember that part in the guide where they give you sample interview questions?
Yes.
Those are so helpful.
It's like a cheat sheet
Yeah.
to ace that interview.
Be ready to talk about your experience with quality management systems.
Yeah.
And don't just tell them, show them.
Go.
Give them specific examples of how you made a difference.
Prove it.
Yes.
Other question they'll probably ask is, how would you make sure products or services meet quality standards?
Right.
This is where you can show off what you know about industry standards, your ability to analyze data,
And your knack for finding solutions.
and how you would motivate your team to uphold those standards,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They want someone who doesn't just understand quality.
but who can get everyone else excited about it too.
Okay, last question. And this one feels like a bit of a curveball. How would you deal with someone on your team who just isn't meeting those quality standards?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah.
It's really about leadership, right? You want to show that you can handle the situation directly, give helpful feedback,
Yeah.
do some coaching, and make sure everyone is doing their best work.
It's that balance between support and accountability.
Yeah.
Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I wanted to go back to something you said earlier about quality services managers becoming like data superheroes.
Yep.
What does that actually look like on the job?
So automation is going to take over a lot of the routine stuff,
Right.
which means quality services managers are going to have more data than ever.
Right.
The key is using it well.
Yeah.
They need to make smart decisions, anticipate problems, and keep making the quality process better.
So it's not just about being good with numbers. It's about using that data to make choices that impact the whole company.
Exactly. Quality services managers need to be fluent in data, basically,
Yeah.
using it to share insights, measure progress, and drive innovation.
This is amazing. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue our deep dive into the world of quality services management, looking at certifications that can help your career really take off, and talking about how this field is changing with all the new technologies. So before the break, we were talking about data becoming like a superpower for quality services managers.
But let's talk certifications.
Right.
They can be real game changers in this field, right?
They are. It's like a stamp of approval in the quality world,
Yeah.
proving you've got the skills and knowledge to walk the walk.
Yeah.
So let's get specific.
Oh.
Which certifications should someone who wants to be a quality services manager have on their radar?
So one of the top ones is the Certified Manager of Quality Organizational Excellence.
Okay.
Most people just call it the CMQOE.
Okay, what makes the CMQOE so valuable?
Basically, it shows employers you really know your stuff when it comes to quality management,
Yeah.
principles, tools, methodologies.
It's all about leading and managing those quality initiatives at the highest level.
So it's like the black belt of quality management.
Exactly. And speaking of black belts,
Oh, yeah.
another popular certification is the Six Sigma black belt.
Now, Six Sigma, I've heard the term, but I don't really know what it is. Can you break it down for me?
Yeah, so Six Sigma is about reducing errors, minimizing variation in any process,
Yeah.
whether you're making a product or delivering a service.
You can kind of think of it as a way to use data to get as close to perfect quality as possible.
So a Six Sigma black belt certification basically means that you are a ninja when it comes to eliminating those defects.
Yeah, pretty much.
It shows you've got the skills to lead big improvement projects,
Yeah.
analyze data like it's nothing.
And make those really impactful decisions that take quality to that next level.
So we've got the CMQOE.
We've got the Six Sigma Black Belt. Any other certifications worth looking into?
The guide mentions staying connected
Yeah.
through organizations like the American Society for Quality, ASQ,
Right.
and the International Association of Industrial Accident Boards and Commissions, or IAI-ABC.
Okay, so these aren't just like social clubs.
No.
What do these organizations actually do in the world of quality services management?
They're great for knowledge and networking.
Mhm.
They offer tons of resources like webinars, conferences, articles that keep you up to date on everything that's happening in quality management.
Yeah.
Plus, you can meet other professionals, share ideas, maybe even find a mentor.
So it's like having a direct line to what's happening in the industry.
Exactly. They'll keep you ahead of the game.
One more thing I wanted to mention, we touched on it before, the human side of quality.
Right.
With all this technology changing the field.
Right, because it's easy to get caught up in the technology.
Right.
But at the end of the day, quality is about people.
Exactly.
It's about giving customers a great experience, building trust.
Exactly.
And that's where things like empathy and communication come in.
Yes.
Creativity, problem solving, building relationships. Those are the things that make us human.
Those are the things that can't be automated, yeah.
Exactly.
So, yes, you need those technical skills, but it's those human skills.
That make a quality services manager really exceptional.
Absolutely.
This has been fantastic. We've covered so much about what a quality services manager does,
You
the skills you need, certifications.
And how technology is changing things. Any final thoughts for our listeners who are now ready to start their own quality management journey?
If you want to make a difference,
Yeah.
if you're all about continuous improvement,
And if you love being on the cutting edge of things,
quality services management might be for you.
it's definitely challenging,
Yeah.
but the impact and growth potential is there.
Absolutely. The future of quality is out there waiting.
I love that.
I can't wait to see what you all do with it.
And on that note, we'll wrap up our deep dive. We hope you've enjoyed it. And until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.